Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching our presentation. My name is Regina Taefi. I am one of the dietetic interns at Beyond Hunger. I attend the University of Southern California. The presentation was also put together by Jennifer Corral from the University of Illinois at Chicago. Welcome to our class. March is National Nutrition Month, and this month's topic will be a special event as we watch food and supplements box it out for the winning title of Nutrition Champion. We are discussing the importance of vitamins and minerals in food and supplements, their benefits, and where to find them at Beyond Hunger. Before we get started, just to go over the agenda, we're going to be talking about why vitamins and minerals are important, different sources of vitamins and minerals, and then we'll be looking at food versus supplements. The original presentation also included a cooking demo and a raffle. Our pre-poll survey had 4 questions. The first question was, vitamins and minerals are important for my health, true or false? Question number 2 says, most of the time eating a balanced diet can provide you with the vitamins and minerals your body needs, true or false? Question 3 asks, a balanced diet consists of protein, grains, fruits, and vegetables, true or false? And lastly, question number 4 asks, your body prefers the vitamins and minerals we get from food over what is found in supplements. True or false? All right, let's get ready to rumble. We want to take a moment to talk about our nutrient groups. Our nutrients are split into 2 categories, macronutrients and micronutrients. In the macronutrient category, we have protein, carbohydrates, and fats. In the micronutrient category, we have vitamins and minerals. Both categories are needed for us to function in our everyday lives. In today's presentation, we're going to take a closer look at micronutrients. Vitamins and minerals can be described as a plug, and your body a power outlet. When you plug the cord, or the vitamins and minerals, into your power outlet, which is your body, power generates. This means you are able to digest your food, move around, and carry on many other functions in your daily life. There are some vitamins you can make in your body, but most vitamins you are unable to make and need to obtain through the food you eat. And the same goes for minerals, although with minerals, you need all of them to come from the food you eat because your body cannot make them. Let's dive in now. First, I want to direct our attention to the nutrition facts label. There's a section on the bottom of the label that highlights particular micronutrients. They are highlighted because these are common nutrients people in the US do not get enough of in their everyday diet. We will focus on these nutrients for our presentation today. Can you help me pick out the vitamin on this label? That's right, it's vitamin D. Vitamin D strengthens teeth and bones by helping calcium absorb better in the body. It also improves blood pressure levels and promotes heart health. Getting a sufficient amount of vitamin D can help prevent osteoporosis and improve levels of blood pressure, as high blood pressure levels can be a risk factor for heart disease. Now let's lean into our bone health. From the time you are born until the age of 25, you have peak bone mass, and after that, it kind of slows down. For women, after menopause, bone mass rapidly declines, essentially weakening the bones, because during menopause, women make less estrogen, and estrogen plays a role in killing off the cells that break down bone. For men, the same occurs, but the decline isn't as rapid. This is why it is important during menopause and in older age to choose foods higher in vitamin D and foods fortified with vitamin D. Fortification just means vitamins are added to foods that otherwise would not naturally be present in them. Let's look at some examples of vitamin D-rich foods. We have fortified milk, such as cow and soy milk, fortified orange juice, canned tuna, egg yolks, fortified cheese, and other fortified grains. But there are other sources. Besides food, what is another way we can get vitamin D? That's right, good old sunshine. As we get older, our bones start weakening, which can cause decreased mobility and decreased motivation to move or spend time outside. We don't want to lose that motivation because we want to take advantage of the sun. Depending on your skin pigment, you could spend 3 to 30 minutes outside or near a sunny window midday to get your dose of vitamin D. For further discussion, please speak to a dermatologist. Additionally, you can get vitamin D through supplements, which we will talk about later in this presentation. Here's a vitamin D pro tip. Ask your doctor to check your vitamin D levels, especially in the wintertime. Now let's move on to minerals. Can you help me pick out the minerals on this label? Very good. Calcium, iron, and potassium. Let's start with calcium. Calcium also strengthens teeth and bones, preventing osteoporosis, assists in blood clotting, and plays a role in muscle movement. Let's look at some examples of calcium-rich foods. We have canned sardines with bones, 2% milk, yogurt, pinto beans, and okra. Here are some calcium pro tips. As we talked about earlier, vitamin D helps our body absorb calcium better, which is why eating foods rich in calcium and vitamin D is important. Also, performing weight-bearing exercises such as walking and jogging can help keep our bones strong too. But watch out! Smoking or drinking alcohol can decrease calcium absorption. Now let's talk about iron. Iron promotes healthy red blood cells. It moves oxygen from the lungs to the tissues and treats anemia. Let's look at some examples of iron-rich foods. We have ground beef, kidney beans, black beans, whole bread, whole wheat bread, and broccoli. Now here are some iron pro tips. Eating animal protein has better iron absorption than plant protein, but that doesn't mean absorbing iron through plant foods is impossible. There are a few ways to increase iron absorption in plant foods. You can eat vitamin C-rich foods together with iron-rich foods, such as squeezing a lemon over your broccoli or eating tomatoes with your beans. And you can also cook dark green vegetables in a pot of boiling water for 5 to 10 seconds. And just as there are ways to increase absorption, there are ways to decrease absorption. Drinking tea, coffee, or cola with iron-rich meals could decrease your iron absorption. Let's talk about our last mineral. Potassium maintains fluid balance. It improves blood pressure levels, supports muscle movement, and prevents cramping. Let's lean in on how potassium helps with blood pressure. Eating more potassium-rich foods can help decrease your blood pressure if you have high blood pressure. By lowering your blood pressure, one can reduce their risk for heart disease and stroke. Additionally, potassium also plays a role in the rate of your heartbeat. It controls the way your heart muscle moves. If you have too much or too little potassium, this can lead to an irregular heartbeat. Let's look at some examples of potassium-rich foods. We have baked potatoes, spinach, oranges, almonds, and bananas. And here's a potassium pro tip. Salt substitutes labeled as light salt use potassium chloride and are a source of potassium. Using light salt as a salt substitute is okay, but for those with kidney disease or taking diuretics plus a potassium supplement could raise potassium to dangerous levels. We suggest discussing this with your doctor if it pertains to you. Now let's continue learning about the nutrition facts label. How do we know how many vitamins and minerals we are getting in our packaged foods? When you're looking at the nutrition food label, You will see the amount of the nutrient as well as something called percent daily value. These are all the percentages you see on the right-hand side of the label. Percent daily value is how much a single nutrient is in one serving of an individualized packaged food or supplement. Take this can of black beans. If you ate one serving, which is half a cup of beans, you have met 8% of your iron needs and will need to consume other foods or supplements to get the remaining 92% to meet 100% of your iron needs for the day. Thankfully, we don't have to get caught up in these numbers. A rule of thumb is 5% of the daily value or less is lower in these nutrients, and 20% of the daily value or more is high in these nutrients. The goal here is to choose foods higher in dietary fiber, vitamin D, calcium, iron, and potassium, and choose foods lower in sodium, saturated fats, and added sugars. Beyond Hunger has a variety of fruits, vegetables, grains, and meats that are vitamin and mineral rich. If you would like to learn more about these specific nutrients or how to read the nutrition label, come talk to us at the pantry. Now that we have finished talking about getting vitamins and minerals from food, we're going to talk about the differences in getting these nutrients from supplements. One main difference between supplements and foods is that plant-based foods like fruits, vegetables, and grains have special nutrients called phytochemicals. Phyto just means plants, so these are just chemicals that come from plants. Chemicals aren't just the things that you use to clean your bathroom. Even water is a chemical. These phytochemicals are what give some plants their beautiful colors, and they are really good for our bodies. They work together with vitamins and minerals, which may help them get absorbed better. Absorption is important because once you digest food or supplements, they need to get absorbed into the bloodstream so they can travel to all the different parts of your body. It's important to note that taking higher doses of vitamin and mineral supplements is not necessarily better. In fact, it can be toxic in some instances. For vitamins like A, D, E, and K, they can build up in our system and cause harm. For other vitamins like B and C, our bodies can only absorb so much at a time. This means that if you take too much, it won't harm you, but your body will excrete the excess through the urine. Just remember, more is not necessarily better. Many of these phytochemicals also work as antioxidants. You've probably heard this term antioxidant before and know it means something good for you. Did you know that vitamin C and vitamin E are antioxidants? But there are so many others. In a nutshell, antioxidants are special chemicals found in certain foods like nuts, berries, broccoli, beans, coffee, green tea, and dark chocolate. They help your body overcome toxins in our environment, like from air pollution or from the stress caused by consuming high amounts of sugar, fat, or alcohol in our diets. April's class is all about antioxidants, so we hope you will go take a deep dive into that fun topic with them as well. In addition to the phytochemicals and antioxidant benefits we get from food, there's also a sustainability component to consider. There are cost and environmental benefits to getting most of our vitamins and minerals through food. We are supporting our farmers and agriculture. We are giving our body the tools to fight off disease and illness, which can lower healthcare costs. Buying our grains and beans in bulk can help us save money and reduce the waste that comes from packaging. Eating more plant-based protein sources from nuts, seeds, beans, and lentils is good for our body and good for the planet. Even though we're talking a lot about how to get our vitamins from food, supplements can be really important too in certain circumstances. They should be taken when prescribed by a doctor. If you have a specific deficiency or some type of disease or condition that affects your ability to absorb certain vitamins and minerals, calcium and vitamin D are most often supplemented due to deficiency. Iron is sometimes supplemented during pregnancy or for heavy menstruation or a vegetarian diet. Supplements in general should also be taken when you are thinking about getting pregnant or are breastfeeding. Sometimes with aging too, people may want to take a B complex or collagen or both together, but always check with your doctor before taking a supplement, especially if you have certain medical conditions. Supplements can sometimes interfere with other medications. There's also nothing wrong with taking a supplement when it's needed. The main point to remember is that a vitamin supplement should not take the place of a healthy, balanced diet. The word supplement means something that is added which enhances or completes something. In this case, a supplement can add certain nutrients when they are lacking, but the majority should be consumed from food. As Hippocrates said thousands of years ago, let thy food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food. We can start to think about how all the foods we put into our body have the potential to act as a form of medicine too. Now that I mentioned eating a healthy, balanced diet is important, what does that mean exactly? Here we are looking at a graphic from the myplate.gov website. A balanced diet should consist of the foods from all the food groups. Notice that half of the plate consists of fruits and vegetables. So, how do you know how much of these foods to eat each day? As you see here on the right, myplate.gov has a tool where you can add your age, sex, weight, height, and activity level to get an idea of what you should be aiming for in each food group. Now let's look at an example of a balanced diet. We used the tool in the previous slide and entered the following information. This is for a 55-year-old female who is sedentary, 150 pounds, and 5'4". This person would need to get 1.5 cups of fruit every day. They would also need 2.5 cups of vegetables and 6 ounces of grains to meet their daily recommended servings. Lastly, they should be getting 5 ounces of protein and 3 cups of dairy daily. Just remember, as you put your plates together, the main goal is to try to eat a variety of vegetables, fruits, proteins, grains, and dairy. This will give you the best variety in the vitamins and minerals that you need daily as well. Now let's plug these into a sample menu and see what that looks like. In order to get all of those servings, they could have oatmeal with fruit for breakfast. For lunch, they could have a tuna sandwich with tomato soup. As a snack, some cottage cheese and peaches. For dinner, they could have grilled chicken, a baked sweet potato, and broccoli. With this daily menu, a 55-year-old, 5'4", 150-pound woman would achieve the recommended nutrient needs for the day. Of course, they would like to change the menu every day in order to get the best variety. If you'd like to see your daily recommended servings of different food groups per day, go check myplate.gov and put your own information. The meal that was made for this presentation was packed with vitamins and minerals. As you can see here, making this meal would give you a lot of vitamin C from the crushed tomatoes and the lima beans. There's a lot of iron from the chicken sausage. And if you look at the okra, you'll see that it provides 55% of your daily amount of vitamin K. Thank you so much for watching our presentation. To learn more, please visit our website at gobeyondhunger.org or check us out on social media.